G'day guys, welcome back to the channels. This is season 32 of Alliance War number 8, and we got a Hercules, Ghost and Quake ban against TCN. Now, last war I said Black Mamba were at a tough alliance, and these guys make Black Mamba look really easy, because TCN, they normally finish in the top half of Masters, so they're definitely the toughest opponent we've had this season so far. So it was a real test, and it was bound to happen. Given the 6 wars in a row that we've won, I think that's maybe 5, but we've won 6 of the first 7 wars of this season. So our war rating is quite a significant amount higher than it was at the start of the season. So we've just got 5 fights today, and we're starting here off on path 2. So we've taken path 2 in the second section before, I think last season, which was strike counter, block penetration, and this one's strike counter fury. So this has been strike counter fury for a while in this section. And they placed a Colossus here. So Colossus has the unstoppable armor global, and he gets a lot of armor buffs due to his abilities. So he's going to be unstoppable a lot of the time if he gets armor buffs. And originally the assignment was to use Corvus Glaive, but that wouldn't really work very well for a couple of reasons. One of the reasons is we can't parry, because if we parry, then we try to apply armor breaks and they won't trigger because Corvus isn't tech, and that gives him more armor, so you can go unstoppable. And also, if we hit more than 150% of our attack rating, which is like only 7,500 damage, he's going to gain more armor up. So he's going to be unstoppable a lot of the fight against Colossus, so it'd be very tough to get the damage in. So I decided to go for a Mega, which means we won't be able to get the Corvus charge on this fight. We have to get it later. And it definitely wasn't ideal getting it later, because I really wanted the charge on that first Corvus fight, but it's a lesson learned, definitely. But then the next fight we have here on path 2 is a Knull. So I think it's the first Knull I've ever fought in Alliance War. It probably is. Now, I did activate our Cosmic Power Boost because we are going to be going in with Corvus Glaive. Omega Red could work as well, even though Knull has that degen resistance. Omega Red can still put in a decent amount of damage before strike counter, before he gets too many Furies. But we decided to go for Corvus Glaive just because I thought it was a bit safer. So we start off with a heavy here, just because we want to conserve the strike counter charges. We want to get to a special 2 obviously as soon as possible. Ideally with him having a minimal amount of Furies. So he just gets 1, that's definitely not too bad. I don't want him to throw a special 1, but unfortunately he does, which means we do have an encroaching corruption on us. So once that timer expires, we have to be throwing a special attack. But fortunately, we were able to finish the fight right before the corruption hit us. So he did throw 2 special 1s, which definitely wasn't ideal. He probably, in a perfect fight, he wouldn't throw any specials at all, but it's just 1 potion. So now we have, this is the fight I was most worried about. So this was a Civil Warrior on the EMP mod node, and this is the reason we brought Odin, because we're going to be putting a shock pre-fight, a shock resistance pre-fight, sorry, for Corvus. That's going to give him 90% shock resistance, because while he can ignore damage from shock debuffs, it doesn't actually work in its shock passive, so he needs that pre-fight from Odin. Now, I do have the Power Start 1 still and the Cosmic Power Boost, but I completely forgot here that he has Burden of Might. Now, we have a lot of buffs on us at the start, which means we're basically never going to have a special attack. I probably should have thrown the special 1 straight at the start, because that's the only special we're going to be able to get in this entire fight. So Corvus, I mean, with a charge, he'd be fine for this, because he can get the damage in, like, much easier. But it's tough. It's tough with an uncharged Corvus. And once I started dexing, which is here, I realized that I'm going to be losing a lot of power. You see, we just lost over 1.5 bars of power. I didn't even realize that until it actually happened. And then I realized, oh shit, he's got Burden of Might. How did I not remember that? I've taken this fight before, not Civil Warrior, but this node before so many times. And yeah, it was just definitely a big brain fart on my behalf. So, which means, he's going to get unstoppable a lot now. We can parry, obviously, to get the armor breaks, get rid of those armor buffs, but he still can get armor buffs from us hitting him, which means he can go unstoppable at random points during our combos. So we definitely want to stick to medium, light, medium, or just medium, light combos, not only to minimize the chance of us getting hit from him being unstoppable, but also to conserve our charges, because we only have 4 left. This fight should have been well and truly done if we had a cosmic charge, Corvus charge. But now we've only got 3 charges left. We've got 11, 12 bubble shield charges. We're trapped in the corner now. 17 charges. We dex the heavy in the corner, and then we finish him off there. So very, very sketchy fight. That could have gone horribly wrong if we had gotten hit there. But yeah, luckily we pulled through. And yeah, definitely not going to be taking that fight with an uncharged Corvus in the future. So now we're on path 3. I think path 3. Yes. So we have Shitness Thorns Dr. Octopus here. So this is a much simpler fight for Corvus Glaive. So I think it's the first time I've also fought Dr. Octopus with unstoppable armor. So I wasn't completely sure how to best counter this with Corvus, because Dr. Octopus's armor buff that he gets from his biology breakthrough, it happens when he's getting hit or when he's landing a hit. So that means if he goes unstoppable, it's going to be like while we're hitting him. So he's going to be able to immediately retaliate. So I wasn't really sure what the best way to do that was. Maybe just parry when he was on 80 biology, and then you know, do 1 hit to see, because here he's on 40, 3 more hits, and then he gets the armor buff and he goes immediately unstoppable. So I probably shouldn't have finished on a medium either. That was a big mistake. But yeah, definitely a lesson learnt there with fighting Octopus there. Luckily he didn't go unstoppable when I threw that special too. Even though our special would be unblockable, so it probably would have finished him off anyway. And then our final fight of the war, like I said, it is pretty chill war for us today. Apart from that Civil Warrior fight, we just got this Korg here, and it's just a nothing fight for Omega Red. There's nothing really. I can't even remember what the nodes were. Like Omega Red is just the perfect Korg counter. It's very hard to die with Omega Red here against almost any Korg. So we just lock those spores in up to 21 now, and it's being a bit slow, you know, holding in special attacks, but we can just let those spores and the degen do the work, melt him down. He does the special 2 there. Probably could have finished him off without it, but you know, it just makes the fight a little bit quicker. And he goes down in just over 30 seconds. So that was our war today. Hope you guys enjoyed. Unfortunately, there wasn't enough to beat TCN. Like I said, these guys are ridiculously good compared to us. And we did kind of give up at the end. I'm not sure. I think they might have actually missed a defender, because we only did 145 fights. So this was definitely within reach. I think when I went to bed, we died like 6 times. They died twice out of our first 100 fights, but I think we kind of gave up by the end. I'm not exactly sure. Yeah, it sucks, but just lost the 20 war rating, which isn't terrible. You know, because they were quite a bit higher than us, almost 200 rating above us, and it did push us down to 6th in Platinum 1, but we're still well within striking distance of Masters. We've got 4 wars left. If we definitely have to win at least 2, probably 3, for, you know, the best chance at finishing Masters. If we lose more than 1 war, I'm not sure if it's possible, but you know, we just want to try our best each war, you know, go for the win each time. We can't afford, you know, to really slip up at all. You know, we've got to win every war we can, because even though we're 6th, there's a lot of other alliances in our, you know, at the top of Platinum 1 that are trying just as hard as us to finish Masters. So we have to be better than them, die less times, you know, focus more on the fights, and you know, we'll see what happens. But thank you guys for watching. I'm looking forward to these last final wars, because they're definitely going to define where we finish this season. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.